Despite Putin's claims of allegedly being ready to cease strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, the aggressor country continues to attack Ukrainian cities, said the president of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy in a speech at the European Council meeting.
Last night, the Russian army launched a massive drone attack on our country, 171 strike drones in total, mostly Shahids. Their target was our infrastructure and in the city of Kropivnitsky in central Ukraine. Residential buildings, also an Orthodox church and a school were damaged. Among them, wounded are 4 children. So yesterday evening, another Russian strike hit our energy infrastructure. We in Ukraine face this every day and night, you know it.
Ukraine and the United States are working to reach an agreement on a ceasefire on land, sea and air, said the president of Ukraine. However, Putin must stop making demands that only prolong the war and start fulfilling what he promised. For this reason, according to Volodymyr Zelenskyy, it is crucial not to weaken sanctions on the aggressor country and to continue providing military support to Kyiv. The EU highly appreciates the efforts the United States is making to bring Moscow to the negotiation table, but there are still no grounds to trust the promises of the Russian dictators, says the president of the European Council, Antonio Costa.
Russia did not fulfill what was agreed in Budapest, nor what was agreed in Minsk I or Minsk II. Let's see if they will fulfill what is now agreed upon. What truly matters is a just and lasting peace. If this is the way forward, then great. We hope it will be.
Exposing Putin's bluff is not difficult if NATO's Article 5 is extended to Ukraine, believes Prime Minister of Italy Giorgia Meloni. She stated this during her speech in the Italian Chamber of Deputies. In the opinion of the Prime Minister of Italy, this could serve as a guarantee of stable, long-term and effective security. Without such guarantees, a just and lasting peace in Ukraine is impossible. Therefore, the proposal to extend NATO's collective defense principle to Ukraine should be put up for discussion, insists Giorgia Meloni.
I take a firm stance on both the proposals from other countries, which in my opinion are frankly ineffective, and on the proposals put forward by Italy, specifically to extend NATO's Article 5 to Ukraine. This seems to me the simplest and most effective proposal of all, also because it would help expose Putin's possible bluff. If Russia does not plan to invade its neighbors again, it is unclear why it should not accept security guarantees.
Moscow does not seek real peace, believes the president of Lithuania, Gitanas Nausėda. Russia is deliberately making unjustified demands on Ukraine.
The deal depends on both sides. If one side is positive, other side is not ready, it will be complicated. But then, at least, the U.S. administration will see who is a bad guy, who is making the deal impossible. And this is surely not Ukraine.
The Prime Minister of Sweden stated that he is cautiously optimistic about negotiations for ending Russia's war against Ukraine. The situation now is that the United States wants negotiations, Ukraine wants negotiations, but no one knows what the Russian Federation wants, said Ulf Kristersson. According to him, the ball is now in Moscow's court, and it must say yes without any ifs or buts. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Kristina Dombrovska, UATV News. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Keir Starmer has urged Putin to agree to the US-mediated ceasefire proposal to achieve a just and lasting peace in Ukraine. To bring Putin to the negotiation table, European countries have promised to continue increasing pressure on him.
Keep the military aid flowing to Ukraine and keep tightening the restrictions on Russia's economy to weaken Putin's war machine and bring him to the table. And we agreed to accelerate our practical work to support a potential deal. So we will now move into an operational phase.
On March 15th, an online meeting of world leaders took place with around 25 European countries participating. During the World Tour Summit of the Coalition of the Willing, initiated by Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Keir Starmer, discussions focused on issues related to Ukraine. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy during the video conference called on allies to use global connections to achieve peace.
The path to peace must begin unconditionally. And if Russia doesn't want this, then strong pressure must be applied until they do. Moscow understands one language. I ask you to talk to America, to President Trump, to help bring peace faster. This can happen through full sanctions, strong pressure, forcing Russia to make peace. Peace is possible. It's possible when we all work together for peace, for security guarantees, for ensuring that the aggressor gains nothing from this war. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
Chancellor of Germany Olaf Scholz stated that Russia must now take steps toward a ceasefire as Ukraine needs a just and lasting peace. Meanwhile, President of Finland Alexander Stubb believes that Russia is attempting to play a prolonged game and does not want peace.
His fundamental goal, namely the destruction of Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, has not changed at all. Hopefully, we can continue the pressure from the West that forces Russia to cease fire. Alexander Stubb, President of Finland, from the Wiley message.
The Kremlin may disrupt or at least delay negotiations on the 30-day ceasefire by spreading disinformation about alleged war crimes by the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region. This conclusion was made by analysts at the Institute for the Study of War. Specifically, Russian dictator Putin, representatives of the Russian government, state propaganda media, and pro-Kremlin bloggers have recently intensified accusations against the Ukrainian armed forces, accusing them of alleged war crimes during their 7-month operation in the Kursk region.
Putin likely intends to use this narrative, falsely portraying Ukrainian forces as brutal war criminals, as the Kremlin did in late 2021 and 2022, to justify Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine as the action of a merciful leader. From the Institute for the Study of War report,
on March 13, President of US Donald Trump stated that if Russia does not agree to a 30-day ceasefire, it will be an unfortunate moment for peace. According to him, the ceasefire is the first stage of negotiations. President of France Emmanuel Macron urged Moscow to respond clearly in ceasefire negotiations, stating Russia does not appear to be sincerely seeking peace.
It is intensifying the fighting. President Putin wants to obtain everything, then negotiate. Our strategy of peace through force is at stake now. If we want peace, Russia must respond clearly and the pressure must be clear, in conjunction with the United States, to obtain this ceasefire. Emmanuel Macron, President of France, from a BFM TV publication.
While claiming readiness for a ceasefire, Russia continues to terrorize the Ukrainian population, shelling peaceful cities and villages. In the past week alone, Russia's army launched over 1,020 strike drones, around 1,360 guided aviation bombs, and more than 10 missiles of various types across Ukraine. 11 regions of Ukraine were targeted, hundreds were injured, and several dozens were killed. Reported by Олександр Заславець, Наталія Гусак, Володимир Штенгельов, UATV News.